The Goodfellas, we back. Sunday boxing talk. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. I got the big bro with me. Boxing first vlog, aka Blunt. What is going on this hot day, good brother?
Man, I'm in some I told you so mood. I'm in some let down type of mood, disappointment. I feel bad for the young brother. That's how I'm feeling on this Sunday morning.
Well, we gonna get into it because boxing first vlog and I usually talk before the live, so we haven't had a chance to really get into anything. So this one should be a pretty good one. Big shout out to Ty Finney, the legend. He should be stopping in here. VP Shane, big shout out to him. I forgot to mention it, but this is episode 3 of the Goodfellas Sunday Boxing Talk. So we're trying to keep it consistent. And we are going to talk about a couple of things. The Shakur Stevenson card. We also got to talk about our good buddy Daniel Jacobs and Shane Mosley Jr. We got to talk about that as well. And a robbery that happened on the Shakur card. It was a pretty bad one. We're gonna get into that as well. Um, where would you like to start, sir?
I'm G5. I'm gonna let you go because I got some responses to maybe what you say. So let's go.
Okay,
Let's let you start.
fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with Oshaki Foster. I gotta start there. Robson Consecao won a decision against Oshaki Foster, and I would say probably 9.5 out of 10 are saying that Foster got robbed in the fight. I watched the fight. I scored it 10-2, and I was being nice. Um I was being nice with the two. I was being nice with the two. That was for me, that robbery was up there. That robbery was up there. Um what did you see in that fight? And let me know your thoughts.
Oh my God, that was not a 10-2 fight. Shaggy to me slightly lost his belt. Slightly. Because to me, is offensively inefficient as people were saying Conceição was, he was actually making the fight. He was the one aggression going backwards. And as much as people say he missed, Shaggy was out there missing too, but I'm just saying. Y'all act like
Uh,
Shaggy was nailing posters up everywhere he went. He
well,
this
I,
this
I'm gonna
bro
point
was
out a
missing,
quote.
bro.
I'm gonna point out a quote that you are very, very famous for past shows. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're a firm believer that the champ got to get it taken, right?
That's why I said slightly. That's why I said slightly. And I say
So
slightly because what offense Oshaki was landing, it wasn't effective. It did not slow Conceição down. I
did
thought
you
Conceição came to make the fight, and he won it based on him making the fight.
you know
Oshaki
you're
didn't.
gonna have some head you know you cause some you gonna cause some headlines with this one. You know that, right?
I watched the fight, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I
I,
Conceição was not
we
accurate as he could have been, but when it was such a close fight, you talking about defensive to offensive. That's basically you people like the defensive style better. To me,
we
he was so
you know
defensive,
what
he wasn't offensive enough.
you
In the
know
times
what,
he was
bro.
offensive, go ahead, man.
Let's do this. This would probably be. I don't know if other channels are doing this, but let's take a day. Let's get a crew of folks, and let's just. And we might have to do this off the record, but let's just go back and just watch it, like all of us, like just all watch it, because I didn't see what you saw in terms of
So
scoring the rounds.
in terms of my whole assessment of the whole fight, because it did not change. The fight never seesawed. It wasn't slow at this moment, picked up. One was more dominant in certain rounds. It was the same flow, the assisted 12 rounds. And that was Conceição coming forward, throwing combinations, landing some, missing some. Oshaki covered up, shoulder rolling, all of that, Philly shell shit. Look, okay, cool. And when he opened up, he was missing that last crucial punch. He hit swinging and throwing air. And when he did land, it was no steam on anything. It was nothing that made me say, ugh.
Can you do me a favor, bro? Can you do me a favor? And I know you probably didn't do it while you was watching a fight. If you get time, just sometime this week, can you tell me the rounds that you had Robson winning? And I think we can probably make
1, 2, 3.
I'm
4,
thinking
5.
maybe we can probably further discuss this on the probably on the Blunt Truth series. It's probably better suited for that. Maybe we can compare scorecards.
Oh my god, yeah, that I'm definitely going
that's
in
a bet.
on the Blunt. That's a for sure shot. We can break it down round by round.
That's a bet. This is why I love having this guy on here, man. This is why I love having him on, man. My guy Mark Nash in the building, man. He said just stopping by to tap the like button. It's quick, free, and easiest way to support content creators. That is an absolute fact. Mark Nash is one of my favorite guys to listen to, man. If you are not subscribed to Mark Nash TV, stop playing around and get over to Mark Nash TV and tap that subscribe button. Go to each and every video and just like each and every one of them, man. Go support him, man. Big shout out to Mark Nash, man. Like he said, Danny is done in ruining his legacy. I gotta get into that comment. Vlog and I had a discussion about Danny Jacobs the last show. And I know Vlog initially you thought Danny Jacobs was going to win, and you quickly changed your mind and you said, hey, he ain't been in the ring in a long time. I don't know about the hunger. To me, watching that fight, it looked like he came there to collect some brown bag money and skate out the back door. And it pains me to say that because Shane Mosley Jr. wasn't knocking the doors off nothing neither. Shane Mosley Jr. wasn't knocking the doors off nothing. You know what I mean? And I guess my question to you is, how hard is it to kind of watch a fighter when you know they've kind of reached the peak, not only just in terms of eyeballs, in terms of the fans, but also financially? He got the Canelo fight as well. How hard is it to watch a guy like Danny Jacobs come back after a long layoff, and it looked like he just came back for the brown envelope and just skated out the back door on us?
Let's say let's give him kudos for not pulling a Roy Jones or Bernard Hopkins and having to damn near get carted up out of there. So it showed against a guy that wasn't going to kill him. So at least it was in that sort of scenario for him and for us fans to see, okay, it's over for the boy, and you know what I mean? I hate to go out like that. At least he could have went out in a scrapper, really showed some moxie and lost on the shield type of thing or whatever, but not, I can't be disappointed in him because I after taking a second look at that fight when we were discussing it, I didn't really expect much either. At this age, he wasn't a killer coming into this fight, so it wasn't like he was on some Kirkland. He still got to punch his chance to spark something and go on a late run type of thing or whatever. So,
right.
I don't feel too bad for him. I definitely feel bad for the other guy.
Yeah. But Mark Nash, that's a good point, man. It's kind of hard to watch those types of fighters when they're in that spot. Ty Finney, the legend, in his corner podcast in the building said salute. Said I think he said he missed most of the card, but caught the Keyshawn fight. Gonna try to pop in. Hey man, big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Jay Banks in the building. What's going on, Jay Banks? Appreciate you as always. My man Scotty 70 coming in with the $5 super. Big shout out to you. Say what's good, fellas. Hope everyone having a great weekend, man. We having a great weekend, man. Anytime we can get on here and talk some boxing, man, it's great. Mark Ash, Ty Finney, the legend, Jay Banks. He said all good here in Bangkok. Big shout out to Scotty 70, man. Big shout out. Bruce Gas in the building. Big shout out to Bruce Gas. Said salute my brothers G5Jeff TV and BFV, man. Big shout out to Bruce Gas, man. As I say always, one of my favorite channels, man. One of my favorite guys to listen to, man. Wealth of knowledge, man. Get over to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Go subscribe. Let's see. Bruce Gas says, in my best conspiracy theories, Consecao was given the title so one of the other top-ranked young guns can be fast-tracked to a title. Bruce Gas, I absolutely agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I could definitely see definitely one of them young bucks over there at top rank getting. I think the net you can tell, Bruce, you're gonna be able to tell if that conspiracy is true, depending on who Robson gets next. If Oshaki doesn't get the rematch and one of them young bucks get it, then I would say that's probably true, and it makes a lot of sense. Scotty 70 said it makes a lot of sense to me, Bruce. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me as well. And it falls right in line with how Top Rank has operated in the past. Falls right in line, and I can bring up a lot of examples. But Boxing First Vlog and I are going to we're gonna have a separate show on the Blunt Truth series, and we're probably gonna go over scorecards. I wish we could watch the fight together. I would probably just have to do it off we can't be live doing it, but I could kind of record it. But that makes the most sense. And Boxing First Vlog, I have to be honest with you, Boxing First Vlogs, you're the first person that I've spoken to or chatted with online who thought Robson won that fight. You're the first one. So I actually want to know, the people that's actually listening, did anybody have Robson winning the fight? Or had it close?
Of course they didn't. It wouldn't be right if they did. I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be.
I've had it was people that usually don't look at things the same way. Like you take I usually don't agree with anybody that's on the top ranked announcement team. I usually don't agree with any of them. Timothy Bradley, none of them guys. And when I'm falling in line with what they thinking, I'm like, man,
you know what I mean? That's when you gotta second guess what you thinking about, bro.
Oh no, I know what my eyes seen. I know what my eyes seen. I know what they seen. I know what they seen. But yeah,
you might have to say sometimes when you look at it the second time, you'll be like, yeah, he was shelled up more than he was active, and at the same time you are the champ, so you're given a slight edge. That's why I said slight. Now the closest card I think was 2 rounds, maybe 3 if I'm correct. I had to, if my memory's right, so I'm closer to that. I would say 2 rounds. Because a lot of those rounds were so close. I'm just giving it a 10. I'm giving it a 10. And then I would have to go back and look for to those couple rounds. I think for me it would be early that Robson out edged him and late.
I'm not listen. I'm open to hearing all opinions, because obviously there were judges that seen it the way you seen it. You know what I mean? So when it's
who made the fight? Who made the fight? Who made the fight?
Well,
in your opinion?
you can try
No,
to
just
make the fight.
answer that question. Just answer that question. Just answer that question for me. In your
He was
opinion, who
he
made
was
that fight?
Robson was trying to make the fight, but he was very ineffective. Very ineffective. Very.
And if you
And
say that, hold on. Now I can counter that with saying, so was O'Shaquie with what he was trying to do in response to what Robson was doing.
he
So
was more effective than Robson, though. He was more
effective about what?
punch
Shelling
that,
up,
all that.
shelling up, shelling up.
No, you can look at the numbers,
That's
bro.
effective.
You can look at the numbers. You can look at the numbers,
Man, bro. Them numbers is
bro.
coming from a tainted source.
Hey, listen,
All the sources is tainted.
Robson wasn't effective in that fight at all. Did you see a champion when you watched that? You seen a person taking the title when you watch that fight?
I think that's the crazy shit about it. That's not a fight that you would want to see in a title fight. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
You would want to either see the champ saying, "Yeah, I'm the champ," and O'Shaquie did not do that. He did not go in there like, "Yo, this is my house, this is my ring." He went in there in a shell, trying to be pretty. Everybody want to be Floyd, man.
I feel like
Everybody
just off of talking to you, it felt like you gave Robson rounds just off the fact of not necessarily what he did, but because of what the champ didn't do. Is that accurate?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Yes, I could be like that. I can agree with that and be honest about that. Yeah, because I felt like O'Shaquie wasn't saying I'm the champ. He was in there fighting like as if I'm not getting knocked out. I'm not going to, draw this line in the sand and don't cross this line type of mentality.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So let's do this, bro. Let's let's get a scorecard together. I'll get I'll watch it a second time. And
I'm gonna watch it later today.
We can do a One True series on that. We can do an episode on that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Right. That's mandatory. If that's the upset, then I don't know what's wrong in boxing.
Yeah, but there's people that's saying it the other way too. So that should be an interesting episode though. Because we can basically go round for round. But let's get to the two young bucks. My guy Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn Davis. I thought both fights were entertaining, especially the Keyshawn fight. I thought the Keyshawn fight was very entertaining. And what was your thoughts on Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn Davis?
No knock on Abdullah. That competition, bro. Cupcaking. A lot of cupcakes out there. You ain't 4 fights in. You up in the 8, 9, 10 fight range. So I'm kind of needing a little bit better competition than that at this point. So that's not on him. So that's just my opinion.
How many fights in is Abdullah Mason?
I believe that was his 9th fight, 10th fight, wasn't it? He not 4 fights in. That's a 4-fight opponent. That's the same opponent that they gave Moten. Yeah, I get that. 4 fights in, yeah, give me a dude 8-8. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I can't agree with that opponent, especially in this fast track era. Especially if you're trying to keep up with Keyshawn. Because if you look at it, Keyshawn's opponents have gotten a little stiffer and a little stiffer.
I agree with that.
The names may be unrecognizable, but the work that they're doing in the ring and forcing Keyshawn to really show his abilities, you can't knock that. You understand?
Keyshawn got a side. Actually,
you can't knock.
The amount of fights that Keyshawn had, Keyshawn actually has a solid resume.
That's what I'm saying. But it's gotten better as he's gotten up towards the double-digit situation. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm expecting from Abdullah Mason with his abilities.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's not on him.
Yeah, the Keyshawn fight was really that was really entertaining. That was the
most entertaining fight, probably.
That was the most entertaining fight of the night, for sure.
It was as entertaining as Vargas Garcia fight. I thought those fights were the most entertaining
Yeah,
fights of the
yeah, they
weekend
were
to me.
there. That was an entertaining fight as well.
Way
Um,
different skill level sets too. Way different.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Way
Now
different.
with Keyshawn, what would you like to see from out of Keyshawn next? Like if you could pick an opponent for him.
Um, I mean, I think he's maybe a little bit past the gatekeeper, but he does definitely needs a Comey. He needs a Pedraza. He needs that type of name. So before
Well,
the
you fought
title,
Petraz
you
already,
know
right?
what I'm saying? One
You fought
more,
Petraz already.
couple. No, you understand what I'm saying? But just a
You talking about
couple of
that
those
type,
type of guys.
that type of fight?
That
Okay, okay,
type
I
of
got
guy,
you.
yeah, not
I
that
got you. I
name,
got
not because
you. Okay, I
probably
got you.
Coleman probably in retirement
I got you.
situation, but I'm just saying the gatekeeper of that ilk
That
and
division.
more
I got you.
recognizable, maybe
I
more
got
recognizable, maybe Jorge if he ain't out the game, you know what I'm saying?
you. Yeah.
Pedraza, I mean, not Pedraza, the one Haney
Who
fought,
Coleman?
what's his name? No, the
Who the
one
one who?
Haney fought. What's his name?
Um.
He clipped Haney. He clipped Haney in that one fight.
Oh, you talking about Linares? You talking about Linares?
Yeah, Linares. Yeah, Linares. You know what I mean? I think that's a possible, you know what I mean, tough guy too. If you can get a stop in that, you know what I mean, real good name boost. And then I think it's title time. You know what I mean? For real. And then he got to make a decision. Do he want to do something at 135? Or does he want to let his boy clean up at that division? Because is it only thing on the table? Well, that's a jump over. I don't want to jump over too fast. We want to stay on Keyshawn. I just think, yeah, another recognizable gatekeeper, more recognizable name, because this dude was solid, but nobody knew him, so I don't think Keyshawn's getting the credit that he should deserve for being able to withstand. That's a grown ass man he was fighting too, grown ass man, and he handled his business in there. You know what I mean? Took some shots. You know what I mean? Did some defensive things. I like that. His defense is coming up. His shell is not as good as, say, a Foster's type of shell, but it was effective. He didn't catch a lot of damage.
Right. It's gonna be interesting to see what Keyshawn Davis and Abdullah Mason what they have set up for him next. Because I do feel like both of them are ready for step up fights, more recognizable names. I've kind of seen enough from both of them to know that they're past that rugged, no name guy. And I'm just waiting for them to fight more recognizable names, being more situations where they got to figure things out. Because, you keep on fighting the same type of quality guy, you're not really improving inside of the ring. So I would really like to see them in the ring with somebody that's going to make them think, make them adjust, and make them not go in there and be as comfortable as they've been in the last couple of fights. But Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Davis, I mean, they're good fighters, man. They're really good fighters. So I'm really interested to see where they go in the next 12 to 18 months and see how Top Rank is moving them along. But let's get to main event. Shakur Stevenson. I'll kick it off. Shakur is in a really, really, really like interesting spot because skill wise, he's so good at what he does. Like you almost can't even question it. But then on the other side, like he's probably the one person in the game where he absolutely needs the dance partner. Like he absolutely needs a
He
dance
got
partner.
one. He got one.
And
And he got a place to go dance too.
where who and where?
Zapata, Golden Boy, Independent.
I would agree with that type of opponent. And Shakur did say after the fight, he's like, you're gonna get the best version out of me when you start putting guys in the ring with me that's trying to win and they trying to fight. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Now I'm gonna say this.
Hey, listen. That sounds like you're blaming your dance partner for stepping on your feet when you might be the one putting your feet in the wrong spot. So I'm just saying, bro. You can't come with that excuse. It's a good one. I'm gonna salute to him. I didn't know. I didn't know he came up with that one, but that's a good one. But stop, bro. Stop. If your dance partner is trash, then get rid of your dance partner. And you haven't been doing that.
The reason the reason I actually like the comment is because he actually proved something that I already thought. I'm like, if Shakur is trying to make the pitch that he's on the verge of superstar status, that comment tells me he's not there. He's not close to being there. You know what I mean? He's not close to being there. So I'm actually glad he said it. I'm actually glad he said it. And they tried to get probably the one guy that was going to make him get out of his shell. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but I would say probably about a year ago, they definitely had something lined up with Pitbull Cruz, and Pitbull Cruz turned that fight down. And I know that for a fact.
Wasn't enough money.
Well, the thing about that vlog is that Pitbull Cruz is going to make more money in the Shakur fight than probably about 95% of his other fights. He just ain't like the matchup.
Nah,
money was there. Money was there. I'm speaking facts.
From top rank. Come on, Jeff. From top rank. When the top rank ever cashed out?
Vlog. I'm speaking on something that I know. I ain't even we ain't even gonna debate this one. I know the numbers and all that. I know the numbers and all that. He turned that fight. Actually, Pitbull Cruz turned down a couple of fights with a couple of guys, and it really don't get the publicity. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, but let's put it like this: when fighters do have the choice to do that, why is that wrong? Isn't that called picking your spots, making your path, not just taking a path?
I'm gonna tell you why it was wrong in that instance, because it was a belt in the conversation. That's why it was wrong.
What belt was this? Was this at 130?
This was 35. This was 35.
35. And what belt was open at 35 that Haney didn't have months ago?
I don't remember which one, but they had them matched up, and it was going to be a belt on the line, and the money was on the table, and Pitbull Cruz and them turned it down. Now, I will say this. I think they turned it down because of the promotional landscape. I will say that, but Shakur is not a star. He's a star, but not he. You know what he remind me of, bro? You know what he remind me of? He reminds me of like a Winky Wright type guy, very skilled, but don't think he's ever gonna reach that superstar status, even though he got superstar talent. You got guys like that. I look at Shakur, I don't see superstar. I don't see superstar when I look at Shakur. I see superstar talent. I don't see star or superstar. I just don't.
I don't see superstar effort. That's what I don't see. Talent. We've seen flashes of it. I don't see the consistent effort. You understand what I'm saying? Like he the type dude wanna almost similar to a Garcia, want to do something good and stand back and take a picture type of thing, and want people to just remember that split second as opposed to the whole fight. Like he to me seems like that in his mind, like, oh damn, they ain't recognize that combo I ripped inside. I stepped off, I ripped that. They don't remember that. Like, okay, bro, you might have did it, but was it consistent enough to sway the fight, to get your guy out of there, to make your guy stop doing what your guy was doing? He just not
a vlog. If you're, matter of fact, let me get my guy Ty Finney the Legend up in here, man. Ty Finney the Legend in this corner podcast. What's going on, good brother?
Salute.
What up?
What's up? With you?
Shit. Talking about your guy.
What did you what fights did you catch, Legend?
I had a long day at work yesterday. I just called Keyshawn's fight. That was a real good fight, man. Like I was surprised that his opponent definitely had a lot of experience, so he held his own in there. But I like what he was doing. You know, he was good. He was good with the stab drive to the body. You know what I mean? He was using his footwork. I didn't like how he was standing on the ropes for a bit, but like he definitely took the fight to his opponent. So I mean, who shout out to Keyshawn on his performance? Like I said, the guy had double the fights he had, so that was a good fight for him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Probably the one technical thing that Keyshawn does. I don't like any guy standing on the ropes, but if you're gonna stand on the ropes, you're not supposed to square up on the ropes. And what I mean by that is you're not supposed to have your feet parallel. You should have one in front of the other. You're cutting half your body off so you can kind of pivot, get your counters off. When I see Keyshawn on the ropes, he got his feet parallel, like just straight across from each other. And I'm like, he's giving up his whole body. He's not making it half. What I mean by that is when you on the ropes, you should have your body turned somewhat to the left or somewhat to the right to kind of cut part of your body off, cut part of the target off. You know what I mean? Cut part of the target off. When you're standing like this, they got all this to work with. I think
and also
that a little bit, I think he'll be fine.
To support that, if you stand in 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind, you could still be on the ropes and getting your rest or whatever that fighter do.
Exactly.
But you're able to still pivot off the rope a lot easier than being flat footed and trying to pivot off the ropes. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely ways to be on the ropes, and something that he got to work on. But he's been very comfortable with the guys he's doing that with. Now, as the competition steps up, that's something you know, that the camp, the management, you know, coach and everybody, they're going to definitely have to take a look at that and say, we got to clean that up.
Yeah, I think that's probably the one thing he's gonna have to definitely clean up for sure. But Shakur, Legend, I'll start with you. Like, where does Shakur go from here? Like, where does he go?
I think Eddie Hearn would probably keep him the most busy, but I don't know the fighters that Eddie Hearn has in that weight class. So, like Vlog said, PBC, you know, got Tank and everything, but
like, they don't want that shit. His only option, current option, and only option right now, based on that effort, and before his name gets coated in the iceberg in these streets, you better go over there and start talking to Golden Boy and do something with Zapata. That's the only option right now, bro. Because you're still a champ. He's a champ. You got to make something happen, bro. That's your only option. And then maybe if you end up grabbing the belt, you can have a little long-term situation with Golden Boy. You never know. Never know. So that, to me, that's the only options.
We got Cap Quest in the building. Shout out.
And quick honorable mention. I got Zapata on the outside, right behind Bam on my top 10 pound for pound. He just slid in there. 31-0, 27 knockouts. The boy's a machine in there, bro. He's consistent. I like consistency. Can get you up the ladder, baby. And I'm liking what I'm saying from Zapata. Competition been B-level. Okay. This last
his competition been a little tricky too.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said a little bit, but reasonable guys. Even though we can say, "Oh, you should have fought," he's still fighting some dudes that's okay. Like this dude from last night. Oh boy, was awkward, heavy hands, and he just walked through him. I like it.
Okay. We got Cap Quest in the building, man. Big shout out to Cap Quest. You're not subscribed, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't even hesitate, brother. It said that's the third straight Shakur fight I've been to at the crib, and I haven't been impressed with him. At 35, got some work to do before I say a Tank fight. Cap Quest, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. If I'm Tank and I'm watching Shakur, there's nothing that I'm watching and I'm like, I gotta go fight him. I'm just being honest, and with Tank being one of the top guys in the game, I'm talking about in terms of putting fannies in seats, like my man Vlog like to say. there's nothing I see from Shakur where I'm like, I gotta go
But
fight
at
that.
the same time, listen, there also is a flip side, and he mentioned this too. He has to learn to take quote unquote a villain role. He has to
Who?
be the guy that hated. That he kind of mentioned that talking to the
Who? Shakur?
journalist dude. Yeah, he kind of mentioned that. He didn't say villain per se, but kind of the guy a little bit unlike. He's like, I gotta start accepting that, you know. And
Yeah.
so,
Well,
and I think that was another defense to how he's been fighting. But at the same time, you Tank, the good guy now, you know, queen of the, you know, darling of the party, so to speak. He gonna need that opposition that's quote unquote unlike God. Same way Floyd had to be the light guy, not be the light guy. It was back and forth with his promotion that way also. So maybe it could still work if I think Shakur could reel off an impressive victory over Zapata, even if it was the same style as last night. But if you could win, I'll respect it more because it's against Zapata.
yeah, I think Shakur just gotta keep working. Keep fighting, keep working, man. Like I think that's the best thing for him to do. And just figure it out as he goes along, you know.
But
But
so what you mean when you say that keep fighting, keep working? Is it keep taking on the harder Roshians? Is it that
well, no, what I'm
Nick
saying is,
Italians? Is it
but
like I'm not?
vlog, when you watch Shakur fight, and you said it you said it, I'm gonna quote you. You said it in your show. You said when Tank fights, you're rearranging stuff throughout your day to make sure you sitting in front of that TV to watch him fight. You said, is Shakur giving me that same feel? You said, no, he's not.
No, he's not,
After
and I
watching
give you
last
that.
night, he's still not giving me that same feel.
But if the opposition and supporting what you said, he said earlier, if the opposition changed, what we expect out of him may change. So in that defense, I'm trying to help the young brother out at the same time that because like I said, I feel bad for him. You getting booed at the house, that is not a good thing.
Yeah, he's
And
getting
it wasn't
booed at the
like
crib.
you were getting beat up. So you got booed for just not, like I said, dog walking this dude, man, getting rid of him in within 4. Figure him out in 2, 3, 4. Get him out of there. Tops 5, bro. Because dude stopped all that herky jerky by round 3. So your timing should have been a lot better. And I don't know, bro. I'm just disappointed. But right now, if he wants that guy, because the only thing left is to do is to lose his belt. So are you going to lose your belt against a name guy, or are you going to take the opportunity to lose your belt against some unknown dude? Go across the street, get that fight with Dezan. It's your last fight with Top Rank. You know, get that fight with Zapata and try to win it, and maybe get Coke De La Hoya to do something for you.
I'm kind of curious to see.
Because I don't think he got no brothers on this roster right now. At least not no big name dude. So having Shakur on that roster is he's in that golden boy mode as far as, you know what I mean, like his style and everything like that, being a clean fighter, you know, accurate, you know, jab first, that type of guy. You know what I mean? He fights in that golden boy quote unquote style. So he would be a good fit over there. That would. I just came up with that because I kept putting him in there with Matchroom, PBC, obviously, possibly re-signing with Top Rank. Obviously, Top Rank's not impressed because the rest of us aren't impressed. I'm sure they lost a lot of viewers because there was so much going on that people definitely could have been tuning into other things. So the numbers probably definitely look bad because he was going up against 2 MMA dudes. You talking about past their prime. They wouldn't dug these dudes up out the grave and washed them off and threw some gloves on them and said, get in there. That was just deplorable. But it did numbers. Yeah.
And they'll take, you know, the boxing business to take deplorable in numbers over everything. So Cap Quest back at it. He said Cora proposed to get Tank after Loma. Now that's probably dead. You're probably right. Stephon White, big shout out to you, family. What'd you say?
That wasn't it was never feasible, bro. Based on numbers, Tank is skyballing. This dude is, he down there playing on the junior courts, bro. So
Well, that's why I
just
said
based on
earlier.
numbers.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier. I said if I'm Tank, I don't watch any. I don't watch any Shakur. I don't watch Shakur last night, and I'm like, yo, I gotta make something happen with him. He didn't help himself. And listen. Let me say this before. Let me say this before I get to the next comment. Shakur wasn't running around or none of that other stuff. Like he was right there. Like he was right there. It's just he kind of have a stench on him right now. Like I hate to say it, but he has like a little stench on him right now in terms of like when you watch Shakur fights, what kind of action are you gonna see? And that's something he's
Bro,
gonna have to overcome.
I think nah, you know what it is? I think for him, he needs some sort of third gear motivation. Like just like maybe it have to be personal or maybe a debt got to be repaid if he, it's got to be like this extra incentive for him to be a killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's man, it's
weird
rough.
that he don't. When you got the ability to set the jab, react off the jab, and throw any other punch you want, because he has every punch in the book. That's one thing I'll admit, that this dude does have every punch in the book. Straight rights to the body, left hooks, counters, all of that. You know what I mean? Uppercuts, perfect range, things like that. He has the whole bag of tricks, but there's no go button for that. You know what I mean? It flashes, but there's no, I'm on the gas, I'm out. You know what I mean? 0 to 100.
A vlog, and the thing is, it kind of goes with what you said earlier. I think he's gonna need that big name or just that big opportunity, before we see, the best of him. Stephon White says Shakur only problem, if you want to call it that, is insane, bro. Literally just blocks everything. Then his opponent just covers up, doesn't throw, but they can't touch him.
He doesn't punch in between his opponents. He waits. He gets off after they get off. So by the time they finish missing, they ready to cover up because here comes his. So it kind of looks like that sort of fight. In every blue moon, he's quick enough to get one of those return combination shots in. So he's always able to edge out these fights and show his ability to pull it out on these cards. But as far as being spectacular, and this is an entertainment business and being marketable and sellable, he's not the A side. And being the B side don't command the respect that I think he feel like he deserves. That's his issue.
I agree with that. And to touch a little bit more on Stephon's comment, I agree with that in the sense of the flow of his fights. He doesn't throw in between guys' shots. It's kind of it's like tennis. I go, you go. I go, you go. And Shakur, if he's throwing in between guys' shots or he's throwing with guys, that means he's taking risk. And Shakur has shown that he's not going to take too many risks inside the ring, and I think that's part of the issue as well. But Stephon, that's a good comment, though. That's a good comment. Scotty70 said, "Oh no, I thought Tank versus Loma was a lock. That's very disappointing if it's not happening." I don't know, to be honest with you, Scotty. I don't have information on that.
They talking about November. They said November.
Yeah, I think Scotty. I think that's still on, bro. I think it's still on. Legend, you heard the same thing?
Yeah, because Kenny Ellis is always talking about that fight. He keeps teasing it, like on social media. He's always talking about it. So I definitely think it's still a lot. For sure.
I think that, Scotty. I think
they're gonna have another big PBC gonna put something big together for Prime. They're gonna put something big together for the end of the year. They do it. They've been doing it the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so I think that
fight at the end of the year.
Yeah, Scotty, I think that fight's still on the table, bro. Stephon White said, then Shakur not throwing unless you open up and he can score points. He's a great boxer, but that's not entertaining to the untrained eye. I agree. And that's another part of the problem. He's so good at what he does, that people want to see him kind of just get out of his shell a little bit. Like Shakur, boxing wise, Shakur is a goddamn cheat code. He's a damn cheat code, but people is the cheat code entertaining. And I think that's what Stefan is really getting to, and
Does the
that's the
cheat
issue.
code have a go mode? That's the
Cheat
question.
code,
Where's the go
exactly.
mode?
You know what it reminds me of, bro? Prime Eris Landy Laura. Like if Laura didn't want to take no risk in a fight and just fight his fight, like that Cuban, that Cuban style where you just fight and give fight, you're not
Yeah,
taking any
amateur
risk, you're not
boxing.
taking any
Yeah,
chances,
yeah,
but it's not entertaining.
Yeah,
yeah,
Lord
yeah.
to me was always a boring fighter, but like I said, that fight with Jared Hurd was very, very entertaining. But
Well,
he's
he threw
always came across to me as a boring fighter.
a legend, but he threw the Cuban style out the window in that fight too. You know what I
Man,
mean?
he had that big hog leaning on him. He
Yeah,
had to
he
swing
had
for
no
the
choice.
fences. Yeah,
Herb
he
bought
had to
the
swing
Herb
for the
bought the fight
fences.
out of him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Now that's another support to what maybe Shakur is talking about. So,
Yeah.
you kind of got to give him a little bit of a point with some of his comebacks. I don't think they're excuses. I really think that he's making a point with some of the things he's replying with.
Okay. Cap Quest said, stay with Top Rank, grab the other belt from the Ukrainian dude, rematch the Santos. Then you ready for Tank, so you could fight for Undisputed.
He could also, but is there any checks in there? Is there any money in that? Is Top Rank even trying to re-sign him after last night?
Right.
That's a lot of money down the drain.
Yeah. Scotty70 said Vlog was giving Loma a 10% chance of beating Tank. I was hoping Vlog would give me plus 900 odds on Loma.
I can't do that, man. That don't make no blatant sense.
Hey, let me ask you this. I think y'all said this earlier, but do y'all think Shakur needs to become a villain?
Villain? Yeah, I know Vlog definitely said
that. I said that. Yeah, he has to take, because it's the B side that he's in position for. The same way Haney basically took the money cut and also played the B side. Now he has to do it as more. Yeah, that's what I mean. Now he has to take the same route. And more likely he won't take the pay cut, because Golden Boy should be able to put a little something together. They got the Zan as their backbone and support. So I think they should be able to put together a nice little package for him to get him over there.
I think with Shakur early in his career, I think he took kind of that Sugar Ray Leonard type marketing, and it's just not working. He might have to go over to the villain route. Ben Israel says, Shalom, good fellas. Big shout out to you, family. Big shout out to you. Stefan White said his talent is clear. That's why people are upset. They're disappointed in him. Yeah, but Stefan, let me explain this real quick, bro. There's been so many guys that come into the sport of boxing and they are extremely talented. But there is an entertainment value that comes along with it. You can be the most skilled guy in the world, but if watching you fight is like watching paint dry, eventually that skill is gonna get overshadowed, and these people are not gonna want to get in the ring with you. The promoters is not gonna want to rock with you. Is it unfortunate? Yes, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is in boxing, and Shakur is gonna have to overcome that. He's going to have to overcome that. As skilled and talented as he is, he's one of the more skilled guys I've seen. He's one of the more skilled guys I've seen, and I love watching Shakur fight. But I'm not your average boxing viewer. You know what I mean? You got a lot of casuals out here. You got a lot of people that may be coming over from the MMA market. They just want to see action, and that's kind of where he's at right now. But we're gonna see what happens with him. Going forward. Cat Quest said, if Tank caught Frank Martin, he could still fight Shakur, who has a way bigger name. Cat Quest, in terms of Frank Martin,
that's a built-in fight, so that's way easier to promote. Way less money.
That's
way less money. Okay, my bad. I didn't want to cut you.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. That was an in-house PBC fight. That's exactly where I was going. Because if you're Tank, if you had a choice between an in-house fight with Frank Martin and you got to go across the street, or somebody from across the street got to come over to you, and there's a guy like Shakur, then Tank, of course,
It's
is going to
going
pick
in your
Frank
pocket.
Martin.
Yeah, you gonna take a pay cut? Nah, you ain't gonna take a
Yeah,
pay cut. You gonna take
right.
this undefeated dude and you gonna get rid of him too.
Yeah,
Smart move.
yeah. Ben Israel said, if Shakur not willing to engage with Artem, what type of engagement will display with Tank? Legit comment, bro. Legit comment. That's a legit comment.
But that's why I think with somebody like a Tank and a Zapata, they will force the engagement based on their style of fight. And I think that's what he keeps alluding to. Nobody's really bringing that dog out of him. So he's letting the puppy play in the yard.
Right.
And he winning fights.
But the thing is, with that being said, you know what? Let me ask a legend. If you had to kind of categorize Shakur, would you say he's a superstar, a star, or just a good fighter?
I would say a star, not a superstar. Because I mean, he's already been in the spotlight numerous times. You know what I mean? He's headlining these events, you know, had these fights in his backyard, but it's just like the fans are not happy. I mean, you got people in his hometown that's leaving the arena early. Everybody's saying he's boring. That's why I asked, do y'all think he needs to become a villain? Because I know he's young, and like Floyd, when Floyd was Money May, like he was a problem. But when he became when he was Pretty Boy, he was a problem. But when he became Money May, everybody was always saying he was boring, but he was the villain. Plus, all his pay-per-views were always selling. So that's why I was like, do y'all just think he needs to become a villain?
It's looking like that, bro.
He need people to pay to see him lose now. That's where he's running into.
I agree, bro.
Don't get people to pay to see you win. Get people to pay to see you lose. Make your money and do what you do in there. Maybe that dog could come out in a Zapata fight. Not Tank. Definitely, I don't think the numbers is there yet. If he could do something with over there with Golden Boy to really get PBC, like, okay, the needle moving. You know what I mean? Things change from that last Top Rank situation. Everybody kind of know what Top Rank really does. I don't know if they truly push their stars like that and put them in the best scenarios to really, capture the market. So, and they did the same thing with Bud. Bud was kind of fighting some guys people ain't know about. Nobody know about no Green Machine and things like that, but he was able to overcome it. He got the big fish, and he proved that he's the shark in the tank. So big shout out to him for overcoming what Top Rank does, and I think they've done it to Shakur to a certain extent. Outside of the Valdez and the Herring situations, because you had Valdez coming forward, play right into his pocket. You had Herring, the smaller guy, able to dominate, and so he needs those scenarios, or he needs somebody that's going to try to put them tips on him, and he got to open up.
I agree, bro. He's in a real tight spot right now, but the villain role might be the play. Stefan White said, hey, I don't think he cared what nobody say. Either these fans don't be in the hospital with you after you get knocked out. LOL. Yeah. Stefan, but that's the thing though. That's the thing. Like if that's the mentality that he has and that's how he's thinking, then he can't get mad if the dollar signs don't match up. He can't get mad. You know what I mean? He can't get mad if he's not paying attention to the entertainment value. You get paid for the entertainment business is what pays. You understand what I'm saying? The entertainment business is what pays at the end of the day. And if that's his mentality, then he can't get mad if Bob Arum don't want to pay him $5 million, $6 million a fight, because it don't make sense. It don't make business sense. But go ahead, Vlog.
Does he look like food though?
Who, Shakur?
Yes, for like I said, I in my mind, my promotional mind, I got him against Zapata, and the Zapata I saw last night would eat that young cat up.
You think Zapata? You think Zapata beats Shakur?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't have Shakur in no top 10. They talking about they had him in the ESPN pound for pound. I was like, they must have somebody blind judging the pound for pound list because this dude is not on the pound for pound list. Maybe in the top 20, probably, but top 10, nowhere near it.
Yeah, and I haven't seen any pound for pound lists in a while. I had to take a look at that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
what they said. They
So,
said he's on their because he fights on their distribution.
yeah,
So
that's why I said it really depends on who's making the list. I really don't pay attention
yeah,
to some people come
yeah,
in
they
late.
got their one-eyed pirate making the list for them.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Shakur's in a tight spot, but I think Vlog and Legend, great points, man. I think he might need to take that villain role and really, I think that might be his only option. To be honest with you, that might be his only option. Like, um, man, I hate to say it because I love Shakur's skill set. I don't like talking like this. But it's
Hey, do we gotta go a little AB? He might have to go
he
a little
might have to go
AB, baby.
AB. Yeah, he might have to go
Have
AB.
to
He
go a
might
little
have to go
AB.
AB.
Start
But it's
trash talking.
but
I mean,
it's guys like you got to take guys like a Pitbull Cruz to bring it out of him. Even a Rolly Romero will bring it out of him because he gonna trash talk him to death too. So he might go into the ring like, "Yo, I'm about to f this dude up." You know what I'm saying? So there are guys that that's out there that can bring it out of him. But he's in a he's in a contract year. If this was basketball, like what I mean, like it's like where you gonna go? Like what's the best situation? Are you gonna try to play independent? Try to use the Jay Prince thing? Like what are you gonna
I'm
do?
taking my belt and I'm getting on the road, baby.
You might,
Take your
yeah,
belt, get on the road, baby.
yeah. Ben said, whenever Tank and Shakur happen, I promise that game plan Shakur working on Tank will put Shakur in the ICU. I mean, you might be right. Um, I
To
think it
beat
would be
Tank,
a great fight.
you have to be able to sustain and have major output. Your output is what's going to beat Tank. You have
Yeah,
you have to out volume his power. That keeps his power at bay to a certain extent because most guys can't avoid it by their movement. So, and he's slick. If you start gunning for him, he might offset you how you run into something like on some Rolly shit. So, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
worked on
yeah,
that too.
yeah.
So big shout
That's
out to
true.
Coach on that because they worked on that one. They
Yeah,
set that board up like a chessboard.
yeah, they did. They did. Clarence McLean, No Duck Zone podcast. Said, yo, salute my people, G5 Jeff TV, man. Big shout out to Clarence McLean, man, doing big things out here. And I think I'm going to see him this upcoming weekend for the Boots fight. So we'll catch up and we'll link up for sure. And Legend, we got to talk about that as well off camera.
All right.
And Ben Israel said only prayers will work for Shakur. Some people may agree with you, Ben. So because we're talking all outside, we're talking about marketing and promotion and product. We're not talking about the fighter or the skill set or his potential inside of the ring. We're talking about all the other stuff that'll make a guy a star, at the end of the day, man. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to close this out because I got
Yeah.
work. Man, we did an hour in though. That's good. That's good for us.
Consistency.
Yes. So Ty Finney, the legend, stopped through, man. Big shout out to you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Let us know what you got going on, bro. You got anything cooking up?
Nah, not now. I'm cooking up in the moment, man. Like I said, man, I just got finished, getting situated with the new house. So,
Okay.
I'll get back to business soon for sure, though.
Yeah, congrats on that. And Legend and I should be at the Boots fight next Saturday, and we'll probably have some coverage from there. So definitely look for some different type of coverage from the both of us this upcoming Saturday. Ben slid one in here. Said Shakur averaged about 20 punches a round. That's not going to work. And Scotty70 said, nice show. Thanks, Goodfellas, and everyone in the chat, man. Big shout out to you, Scotty. Big shout out to you. Vlog. Let them know what you got going on, bro.
Oh man, I'm back at it, working on that Goodfellas podcast. Check me out on the gram. Got some great posts. Just active in these boxing streets again, man. So tap into the channel. The Blunt Truth series active. Had to stab into your boy Ryan Garcia last week. Still mad at these enablers because I saw his goofy ass at that fight last night. They shouldn't have let him in the motherfucking building. Motherfucker, watch that shit from the house. Thought your ass was supposed to have been in rehab anyway. What the fuck you doing out here? But his brother had to suffer because he got body beat. God damn. I mean, Mando Vargas is the most awkward dude to come from a legendary fighter. He is awkward as a mother, but it was like he was kicking dude. The way he was throwing his punches looked like kicks. He beat the brakes off with Sean Garcia. He beat the brakes off. But anyway, I'm back at that Blunt Truth series, man. Check me out on Instagram, though, man. Hit me up, man. I'm dropping posts regularly, so some funny ones and things like that, and definitely keeping active in these boxing streets.
For sure. I'm all over the place, man. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that. Everything G5 Jeff TV. You know what I'm saying? Blunt Truth series. At least twice a week. Go subscribe to Boxing First Vlog. Go subscribe to Ty Finney, the Legend YouTube channel. On the road to 1,000 subs, man. So anybody that's in here, definitely go to Ty Finney, the Legend. Go tap in with them. Hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? We're growing together as a family. That's how we doing it, man. So we will be back next Sunday for Sunday Boxing Talk. You will hear from us during the week. If you want to tap in with us on a daily, definitely subscribe to us on all the platforms, and you'll see us working on social media, man. So on behalf of Ty Finney, the Legend, VP Shane, Boxing First Vlog, aka Blunt, your boy G5 Jeff TV, man. Salute. We out.
Peace.
Peace.